I went ahead and did all my cuts first. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know that that was a huge mistake.
I was reminded why I don't work on the job because I dropped a board on my big toe. We had a pretty rough night last night. Unfortunately, Bear. What's up, guys? Welcome back. This week we are taking a break from our giant, massive block wall that we are building, that you're mainly building, and I'm assisting.
Yeah, you're the foreman. You're the boss.
I'm
She's
assisting.
the one that made sure it came out relatively straight.
Yeah, you gotta keep the pressure on the workers else they get crazy. So today we're going to wait on that project, and we have to jump into a brand new project because Matt got really impulsive and crazy last episode and just started buying goats left and right. So today we are going to make a goat home for our goats because we're going to be leaving out of town for a little bit. You guys won't notice because we got ahead on our videos, so you won't get a break in your videos. Don't worry about that.
We worked extra hard so you guys didn't have to suffer, so yeah, you're welcome for that.
But we were going to make a goat home so we know they're safe while we're gone. We do have a neighbor who's going to be watching them. We got all the animals are going to be well taken care of, so nobody worry about that. But let's get right into the build. I'm excited to see, we kind of collaborated on what this is going to look like, so I'm excited to see it come to life.
Yeah, I'm hyped. Let's get it, but we're running short on daylight. We gotta rip it today.
Zebby's already trying to break away from this place, so you better be making a good fence.
She is not trying to break away. She just got scared because she thought those were hawks. These are my best friends. Look at them. They're so sweet. Oh, boy, you're a goat man.
Did you just say you're a goat man?
I'm a goat man. All right, first thing I want to do before I get into the enclosure is I want to build a fence for them. Now these are goats, and I don't have a ton of experience with goats, but people say that they can get in and out of cages pretty easily. I don't think they'll be able to because these are like mini goats, so these aren't as athletic as some of the bigger breeds. But also I want to make it being able to move it, make it mobile, because I hear that goats like eat everything up in their little area pretty quick. So I'd like to be able to put them in one spot for a week or two, let them clear it out, let them like fertilize the soil, and then I can pick it up, move it a couple feet where it's not this big to do thing. So the way I'm going to accomplish that is I'm going to make 8-foot by 4-foot panels that I will then connect to make whatever configuration of pen that I want for them. So I got one of my frames, one 4x8 roughly, and I got to make 5 more of these. So, and then we'll be ready to rip it. Slightly different design on the mids, but all in all, it's going to be the same sort of deal here, and it's going to work beautifully. I think this is going to give us plenty of goat cage. Even
it's going to be huge.
Yeah, even Kristen was like, wait. How many of these you making? That's a lot bigger than I thought it was going to be.
When have I ever talked like that?
That's exactly what you said, and it sounded like. And then I was like, well, you want to have them have a nice landscape area to go into. And then I said, plus they're going to have babies one day. There's going to be a whole bunch of goats in here. I said, so, you know, let's do it up big. Let's do it right for these goats. went ahead and did all my cuts first. If you've been watching this channel for a while, you probably know that that was a huge mistake and everything will be willy wonky. But I'm starting to trust myself now as we're getting more into building that, you know what, Matt, I just gotta be the constructor that I was always meant to be. You know, we always grow up, want to be Bob the Builder, play with Legos, play with the Lincoln Logs, and now I'm doing it for real, and I'm just feeding my inner child, you know, fighting for my inner child, custody. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Yeezy. But anyway.
What are you talking about?
It's a song. Kanye West said that. But I know, some people don't like him. Anyway, now we're gonna be screwing and gluing.
Alright, I was reminded why I don't work on the job because I dropped a board on my big toe. I don't know if you saw it in the time lapse. I'll probably slow it down or show you a clip to really embarrass myself. Tried to slide the board on this small table thinking, oh yeah, it'll work, when Matt said it probably wouldn't work. I said, oh yeah, it would, and it came bow wow wow.
I think I might have dropped it. I might have knocked it off the table and hit you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, now I'm just really upset.
Might have been me, but anyway, she took a lap, so maybe it showed up on tape. She
I
was
cussed
really hurt.
and I yelled and I
ran
had to
halfway
go for
down
a
the
run.
property. She tried to run it off. You can run from the pain in life. That's a true thing. You can run from pain.
It's okay though. It's not broken. It just hurt pretty bad at the moment. Matt said I'd be laughed off the job. So.
Oh yeah, she's the type of dude that would hit his finger with a hammer and go, You know, that's the type of dude she would be.
Anyways,
we all know one.
guys, I'm still working on the job, so I don't want to hear it, guys. Now we got all of our panels done. Took a while. We are now going to make the gate. This is going to be the part where we get to open up and walk on in, pet our babies, feed them, and walk out.
Yup.
Boy, it's happening. Are you getting excited? Debbie? You're getting excited?
Yeah.
I think it's dinner time for the baby kittens.
Think so? All right, so we got her cut up. We got our gate door, whatever it's called, ready to mount with the hinges. So we're gonna get those measured out, lined up, get those on, and then we should have a functioning door.
What do you think?
It's not perfect, but I think I could probably square this up with I might have to put a couple crossers in here.
We had a pretty rough night last night. Unfortunately, Bear gave us a scare of a lifetime. Bear's our older cat that we had. She went sailing with us. We've had her for a long time. She's like 13 years old.
Yeah, that cat been to 6 different countries, so she's a gangster.
she was acting really strange. She didn't eat her dinner. She was acting really lethargic, like plopping around, like barely wanting to move. She had an accident, which she doesn't normally have. So we thought, well, maybe this is like something really bad. So we went to the emergency vet, and she's having some digestive problems. We got some medications is what they think is the problem. So hopefully that's it. It's not too serious. She doesn't have any horrible diseases.
Yeah, she seems fine. They did x-rays, full blood workup. We went at like midnight. So there was a 24/7 vet clinic, and we ran all the way. I mean, it was an hour and a half drive. So we got her in the truck. We did what we had to do. And now they're saying that she's just like pretty much basically the diagnosis was that she's just constipated. So they said make sure she gets the fluids. They gave us medicines to give her to help with her gastro and intestinology. And then now, because we have to keep her on her meds, we're taking her with us on our Christmas vacation. So
which is better.
It's definitely, I hate leaving Bear for that amount of time anyway. She's not like these wild street cats of Puerto Rico that can fend for themselves. Bear's very reliant on both of us. But yeah, it was a long night. We didn't get much sleep today, last night I guess, and now we've been up trying to build this goat house. But then another tragedy befell us. It's a nightmare. I don't know what we're going to do. I guess we're just going to have to grow a callus over our hearts and just not care anymore about animals and just close the door.
What he's talking about is a neighbor ran to our house, of course our house, said that there was kittens in the rain, and the mom had them, and they were out in the rain, and it was raining for like 2 days straight at the time. So we went over there, we looked, there was kittens, brand new, like probably 2 days old or 3 days, I would say.
A week at the most.
A week at the most.
Couple days.
In like a hole, like getting rained in on. So we thought, okay, the mom's still there. The mom's still with them. Let's put them in a more like a cage with like a sheltered roof so they're not getting rained on, and we'll leave it open and the mom will go in there and feed them. Everything will be fine for now, and then we'll keep an eye on them.
Over the next couple of days, we were just monitoring the mom and monitoring the kittens and making sure, I checked that they were clean. There wasn't like feces or anything like that in the bed that they had. So I'm like, okay, the mom's coming back. She must be feeding them and cleaning them, and they're staying clean. But over the past like 3 days, she really lost interest, and I got pretty close to her this morning, and she looks pretty malnourished as well. There's a lot of like chickens and loose animals over where they had them. So, and I think she may be deaf as well, the mom, because she doesn't, like, you can walk right up behind her and get a foot away, and this cat's very feral. It runs completely away. The only way I could get close to it was throwing bits of wet food, and then it would sneak up. But like kind of once it saw you, I don't know, it could be blind as well. So the mom was struggling. She had abandoned the cats, and one of the kittens had passed this morning when we went to check on them, and the other ones were very distressed, meow, meow, meow. And then the neighbor lady, it's right next to some lady's house, she came out and said, yeah, they've been yelling all night, all day. They've been very, very loud, and we felt them all, and they were all very thin. So we got preemptively, because they were kind of degrading over the past couple of days, when we went to the hospital.
We didn't really know if they were degrading.
Well, it seemed like the mom wasn't around. I go there like 4 times a day and look in. The first 2 days she was in like every day that I could see them, and I would just walk away. And then the past couple of days I haven't been seeing her in with them. I've just been seeing her around the area. So when we were at the emergency clinic, I went ahead and grabbed some milk and some bottles, because I said, well, maybe we can, the mom's not getting much food. Maybe she's getting really stressed and she's not being able to provide for herself. So we'll subsidize her milk with this. And then when we went this morning, one was dead. So we decided just to pull them over here. But we leave in like 4 days for vacation, and we're losing a whole day because we're taking our cats to get fixed and their immunizations and all that stuff. So it's kind of like a dire time.
We have to bottle feed them now.
Yeah, we're bottle feeding them, which is fine. We can bottle feed them forever if we were staying, but we're leaving. And so I'm trying to hire someone to come do it. There's some people, obviously we've been to every veterinarian in South and West Puerto Rico. So I'm trying to hire a vet or a tech to come, feed these cats, but I don't know what the problem is. Nobody wants to do it apparently.
We'll figure it out.
But yeah, it's a nightmare. So it's you know, well, the one kitten died, which really sucks, and now we're giving Bear her meds, which is every couple hours, feeding these kittens every couple of hours, but we don't want to contaminate Bear with these wild cats, so we have to do a full wash down. It's a nightmare. And then our other stupid cats, and Hoobie, and
they're not stupid.
It's crazy.
Anyways, if you don't have your pets fixed, get your pets fixed.
Get your pets fixed,
Just
guys.
go do it. Save up that money and go do it. It's worth it. A lot of animals suffer for not doing it. So we're going to continue on our goat house today. We're going to get what we can get done before nighttime. I think it's coming out pretty good. I'm pretty excited about it. And we'll just keep
I'm gonna sleep like a rock tonight, but yeah,
bottle feeding our babies.
Yeah, let's quit talking trash about other people not taking care of their animals, and let's go take care of our animals. So today we're going to start building the actual house for the goats, and we're going to start off with the base, the floor, then we're going to move up to the roof, then we're going to move up to the wall in the back, then we're going to move up to the shingling, and that should pretty much be it. Should be pretty simple.
He made it sound complicated. It's a very simple house.
Switch sides. We got the bottom frame done. She's like a rock. And now we're going to put it on the, what's going to end up being the floor. I used PVC for the floor because I want to be able to clean. Goats poop a lot more than chickens or cats or anything else. They're defecating constantly. So I want this to be easily cleaned and wipeable. So I went with the PVC for that. And I think it's going to work really, really well. And they're going to like it. It's going to be nice. I let them walk on it earlier to make sure their hooves didn't dent it up, because I'm certain if they were to break it, they'd try to eat it. So I think it's going to work good. It's going to be hygienic, going to be strong, and it's going to be when it's all said and done. Okay, so what I'm doing here is I'm getting rid of this front edge, because as I learned in the BVI Bahamas, these edges are like razor sharp, and if you hit them, they cut like a surgeon's blade. So I'm just kind of knocking this down and rounding this off, so that when the goats jump in, they don't get any nicks.
It's finally to the best part, I think, is the roof. We're doing like an A-frame type roof, and we're gonna do it out of, what is that stuff called?
Aluminum roof panels?
Yes, we're doing that on the chicken coop. We kind of wish we did that after we did the tiki look with the bamboo, because the bamboo is a lot more difficult to work with.
It looks amazing though.
It looks cool, but it didn't really hold up, and then we had to add other stuff on it to make it waterproof. We're not going to do that route for our goaties. We're going to make sure that this is waterproof on the first time.
Yeah, and they get to hear the nice tin raindrops, pity, 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 and have the ASMR when they're trying to goat sleep. mind doing it like this. From the inside, it's gonna look.
Oh, I don't care.
Okay, if you looked at it, because I'm gonna have another little pieces
It's
in the
fine.
middle. Okay.
Next, we're placing the back wall on, right?
See, we gotta cut it first, then we're gonna place it.
You like it?
The roof's a little wobbly, a little more wobbly than I would have preferred, but I can always put a brace in if I really want to get buck wild with it, because you never know. Crash might be in there clapping cheeks, you know, and he said if this go house a rockin' don't come a knocking, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, it's really coming together, guys. It's now time to screw on the roof panels. This has been a pretty fast, easy project. Matt's been killing it. Every cut he's been doing so perfectly. It's coming out awesome. I'm super excited to see the goats sleep in this house.
It's a little tight.
Are you sleeping in there tonight?
It's a little tight for me. If I get sent to the goat house, I'm gonna be sad, but you know, we could just live in this and be the ultimate tiny homers.
I feel like that'd be a great dog house too.
Really stick it to everybody. Dog house, goat house, yeah. Just an overall great house.
And it was pretty fast to make, so you can always make another one for more goats.
Yeah.
And have a village.
Well, you never know. I might go industrial one day and make a bunch of big block stalls for hogs and goats and sheeps. You never know. I might commit one whole acre to you know, just having livestock and pens.
It's been raining for the past couple days. We had to hurry up and put it together off camera so we could get our goats in their humble abode, and let's just say they love it. So Matt, let's have you go around and tell everyone about this design that you made. Where are you looking?
I'm just checking out my goats. But yeah, it was a simple design. I wanted the panels to be moved, so I went a few things. I tried to engineer a little bit with that. It's a little light for a goat fence. It's just chicken wire, but I did that so that it could serve dual purpose and I could throw the chickens in with them. One, to let them have friends, and two, I think the goats will, what's that called? Get Michael, the hawk, to not want to come in there and eat them. Maybe dissuade him. Yeah, dissuade the hawk from attacking them. But I still view them, but I throw them in there so that they can forage and kind of play with the goats and be a family. And then I can clean the chicken coop while they are in there. So that's why I went with the chicken wire. And the goats are small. They're dwarf goats. If these were bigger goats, I think they would ram through this wire eventually at some point, or even jump over the fence. So this is a mini goat pen. Don't come for me in the comments, you goat people. with our gate here, we just cut the top to open the door. We only have a bottom frame since we didn't want to have to walk under it, so it's just a straight up gate. Two ways I could solve this. I could put a beam in here like I did, and that straightened it up quite a bit so that it could hold itself shut. But what I think I'm going to do permanently is I'm going to get a couple of 2x4 stakes and about a foot above this, 8 inches above this, and I'm going to drive them down and screw it to that so it stiffens this up a little bit. And then I'm going to do that at the middle gate sections as well. I'm just going to get a little 5-foot stake, drive it down so that that's still temporary. I can unscrew it and pull it up and move everything, and that's going to true it up and make it all beautiful. And because it's a little wobbly, you know, right now. If the goats want to get crazy, I don't think they could knock it down, but you know, it's not wonderful. So this is my goaties in their goat house. They like it. I leaned the back up a little bit just so that if it rains, it hits this lip and falls out instead of hitting this lip and then draining back. I noticed that when it does rain heavily, that's one good thing about the rain, is we got to learn about our new goat house. But when it rains heavily, it does kind of soak this bedding, and I don't want them getting sick or being wet or even being uncomfortable. So they seem to like it. I do believe there'd be room for 2 more goats if this one does end up having kids. Kristen has this grand experiment in her mind where she says we can just make another one of these, put them side by side, and then do another board across the top of the 2 triangles to make a triple triangle lodge with a ladder going to it. So that may come in the future if we decide to become hardcore pygmy goat breeders. But yeah, it's worked out really well. I'm super happy with it. And I think the goats are a lot happier as well. They haven't been yelling. We had them on a cord, on a leash for a while, and they really didn't enjoy that. So now they're thrilled, they're happy. This little bugger rides around and jumps, and I built a little rock mountain in the back for him. And I'll show you that now. So these piles of cinder blocks that I made, I put it by this tree so that he can run and be like a billy goat, a mountain goat, and kind of climb something and jump on and off. Also, the rough texture of the cinder blocks. I was reading somewhere that you want to put something hard for them kind of to walk on so that they could, like rocks that would mimic, you know, a rock face or gravel to keep their hooves clean when it's kind of muddy and clay like this. So this is a dry spot for them to walk around on, especially by this tree as well. So they can get up out of the mud, they can have a great time, and they can still forage a little bit.
But they can't jump out.
No, I mean, unless he's a lot more athletic than he's been letting on the past couple days. But yeah, I put it away from the fence so that they couldn't climb up and possibly do that.
All right, guys, so that was our goat house. I'm feeling very relieved that that worked out so fast. It's a pretty simple design, but looks really cool, and they seem to love it. So overall, I would say success.
We did it.
But thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you in our next episode. If you're new here, make sure you subscribe, like, comment, and anything else you got to say? Oh, if you want to see real-time updates or the videos early, make sure you check out our Patreon. The link will be in the description, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, we'll be there.
Bye.